Good evening. How is everybody doing on this wonderful Tuesday evening of week 9? We are 9 weeks into getting together every night as a community and convening around a love of culture, literacy, just coming togetherness during this COVID-19 crisis. We've made some wonderful friends here, and we just love what everything has grown into. We have theme music, we have young entrepreneurs who come up here, young authors, all kind of people from the community coming to share their love of literacy, their skills that they bring, just so many wonderful things to our village. And we are excited about it, y'all. It's actually been 9 whole weeks. Rodney, what do you think about that? 9.
I think it's a magical number and great 9 weeks. 9 weeks, as you said, of love, 9 weeks of literacy, 9 weeks of making sure that we put the community first, 9 weeks of looking out for our neighbor, 9 weeks of providing support to one another, 9 weeks of making sure that our children are engaged and supported, 9 weeks of parents having an hour that they could just take a break, come be a part of the literacy gang, get some good love and get some good family literacy, 9 weeks of dynamic duos, 9 weeks of trios, 9 weeks of young people, 4-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 14-year-olds and others coming up here showing love for literacy. So to me, it's been a great 9 weeks.
I couldn't agree more. And for that, all I got to say is
Look, mommy, community in action. What on my little sound of that? Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. What on my little sound of that? Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Learning, exploring my history, you see. Look, mommy, a little sound of that. We confident, we practice and develop fluency. Look, daddy, a little sound of that. Families, they bonding, they representing me. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, auntie, a little sound of that. Nice, I see a little sound of that.
I'm so reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while we represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down where they have to sit. So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down, yeah, they have to sit.
Look, mommy, community in action. Well, on my little sound of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. Well, on my little sound of that. Creative, affirming, culture for me too. Look, granny, a little sound of that.
I forever love the sound of that.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's some beautiful stuff right there. Let's see. So we already got our good evening from our precious Shania. So I found out about her endeavors. She's a little actress, and I believe I was told about this, but I wasn't surprised. I think she told us and Portia told us, but then I caught some of her work on Instagram, and I was like, now that's really an actress there, because we see her. See, when you can act, that means you step into roles. You see somebody in ways like, wait, I know you in this way. And then you're doing a role and you're like in a whole nother personality. And I was so excited and pleased to see that, because our Shania, who gets up here and reads and, is regal, then she was doing some comedic acting. And I was like, wow. I love it. I love it. The versatility of our youth. So proud of you, Shania. Ooh-wee.
Yeah, and you did a Portia on me. So you sent me some link at I don't know, what was it, 10:30 last night, sometime last night. You sent me some link, and I'm groggy, and I hit the button. I start watching this video. I said, do I recognize that young lady? And sure enough, it was Shania, and she pulled her grandmother in, and
that was so funny.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Had a little skit going, and that was impressive. Yep. So that was hilarious. You had me hollering last night.
I watched it literally like 5 times because Shania was great, and then her grandmother. The faces that she was making with it all too. I was like, this is just wonderful. I loved it. I loved it. And on top of that, with everything that we're dealing with right now, the family bonding, grandma's always with her grandbaby all the time. And that reminds me of my childhood growing up. So everything about that was just a win. You need to follow Get Like Shania Here's the name for you to see it on Facebook and on Instagram. Get Like Shania. So you can get your life from all this talent that this young lady has. Yes. And she's 10 years young. 10. Only 1 year more than the amount of weeks we've been here. That's how young she is, but her talent is far beyond her years. I believe we have one of our influencers giving us a greeting right now. Hello. So glad to see you, young Paul. That's another one. I don't know if you got to see his. Did you check out?
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
Okay. Because I didn't say who it was, so I didn't know if you
I recognize him. Yes, yes.
So I really enjoy. I was like, what you know about De La Soul? And then he was rocking out. See, he does. So Paul does YouTube videos, and he's a content creator. He's one of our Virtual Village 2020 influencers, also known as interns. And he creates some wonderful things that are also very creative, very funny, and that one happens to be my favorite. I really enjoy that one. I'm rocking out with you to that one, Paul. But yeah, it's always about these awesome, phenomenal young people that we have. Everything links. That's the foundation of it all.
Well, it's so funny because just as you were saying, De La Soul, you know, every time I hear it, I think Funkadelic.
Yeah.
Yes,
well, it said Me, Myself, and I. So it was the De La version, but I knew you would because I know how you feel about Parliament. So we both.
Well, like I said, you know, we talk about the importance of family and support. So as I was watching her, as you and I having this conversation around, you know, De La Soul and Funkadelic. So just like you know, I have a pickup truck. So I probably had a pickup truck or some type of truck. Most of my driving life. And so my daughters would always, you know, we'd be riding in the truck, or when they had a SUV, they would be in the back seat. And so these songs would come on. And of course, they were singing whatever the modern sampling version was. And of course, I knew the original, and they just couldn't understand how I knew the original. So this conversation reminds me of that as well.
I love the who sampled it conversations. I do. I used to, when I was younger, I'd get annoyed when my father, this old, but I like finding, as I got older, my taste in music, you guys may have heard me say a million times, I'm usually listening to music from the 70s and the 80s, sometimes the 90s, early 2000s and the 60s. But I love now finding things that I grew up on where the samples actually came from. You run across some really, really great music that way. Let me ask you this, sir. So you drive a 5-speed?
No, it's automatic.
Okay, so you don't know how to drive then. Okay.
I didn't. Wait a minute. You asked me, did I have one? I said it's automatic. You didn't ask me if I
know how. Do you know how to drive?
I know how to drive.
Okay, so you do know how to drive. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I might strip some gears when I first get in there for a little while. It's been so long, but I can get the groove.
I drove a 5-speed for many years. My cars where my dad taught me how to drive that when I was 12. And I think that's the reason why I used to get a lot of speed tickets. I don't have a 5-speed anymore, and I see the speeding tickets have decreased. But you know, vroom, vroom, vroom. I was all about that life. Yeah. So we had a wonderful night last night, and tonight is going to be great too. But I want to recap on last night a little bit if you guys were here. We had Bridget and her daughter Imani here reading Panther in the Sky. And then we had one of our Virtual Village 2020 influencers here, and Jameer read one of his original pieces, an essay about why studying Black history is important, why being aware of it is important. And I promise you, the comment sections were just, the section was lit up because talking about the cultural piece of this literacy, it was thick last night. And those are the things that happen here at the Clever Communities in Action Virtual 2020 reading. Those conversations, a lot of the young people were saying this is great because we don't get these conversations in school. It's not in our school curriculum. A lot of grown people, older people were saying how important it is. We even had some people chiming in about remembering the times because her book was about her uncle who was a slain Black Panther, who was slain, murdered along with Fred Hampton. So it was wonderful, that history, that culture, that literacy, that learning while school is out, that family bonding time, and we got some new readers to sign up as a result of that. So and just again, the way that our viewers are with the affirming comments to everybody here, making sure that there is appreciation, that our youth are uplifted, and our adult readers. It's just a big old love fest around these parts, and I love that, because we are never over. We never can have too much love. So what's your Sly and the Family Stone acumen?
It's a family. All right. Okay. I was testing you. All right. Affair. One child. Don't give me. You good. I had to test you. You have that test. It's all right.
Yes. Now I'm gonna be listening to that after we get off. I haven't done a Betty Wright run yet. I did my Little Richard run, the other day, rest in peace. And now I got to go through my Betty Wright. I learned the other day. Did you know? Are you familiar with that Beyonce Jay-Z song Upgrade? Mm-mm. Okay, so in the beginning, it's this. If any of y'all listening, y'all know that beginning. I found out that came from a Betty Wright song. Like, we all know that beginning. Anybody would know that. And I'm not even like a pop music, current music person, but everybody knows that. And that came from Betty Wright's song back in the day. I don't necessarily agree with the lyrics of her song back in the day, but it's a dope.
I was gonna say, which one was that?
Girls can't do what guys can too. I don't know. Yeah. Said the feminists hated her for that, but it's funky though. It's groovy. But anyway, so now this night is going to be a wonderful Afro-licious night. I always like when this sister comes up here with that beautiful mane that she always blesses us with. And now she has a +1, a beautiful +1, a wonderful extension of herself, who is able to come and read with us tonight. Now, he would not give me his name. So we had a little pre-show conversation and he refused to give me his name. So I said, "Are you Shy Guy?" And he said, "Yes." So I'm going to introduce him as Shy Guy, and we will refer to him as Shy Guy until he decides that he is going to bless us with his beautiful name, as he blesses us with his beautiful face and his ability to read with his beautiful mother. So without further ado, we are going to have Miss Lakeisha Owens and her son, Shy Guy.
All right, Shy Guy. Shy Guy.
Hi, Lakeisha and Shy Guy.
Hello. He's like, the whole time, he's like, what?
I'm always fair. If anything, I'm always gonna, state the terms and conditions up front. So I told you, right? Didn't we have this conversation?
Definitely.
So now, can you please bless everybody? Because let me tell you this though, seriously, Shy Guy. Everyone is here to support you. Everybody is here to support you. So I'm very serious with this. We do not want you to be nervous. We are so excited to have you here. We love those faces you are making. We love that beautiful brown skin, that hair you got going on there. Everything about you is fabulous, sitting next to your beautiful mommy. So we are here to support you. So I don't care if you are a fast reader, a slow reader, whatever kind of reader you are, we are here to support you, okay? This is your time, your night, and we're going to show you a lot of love, okay, Shy Guy?
You got to say okay louder. Yes.
I hear you.
Okay.
We'll take that now. Can you tell us what your name is?
Owen.
Oh, there it is. No longer going to call him that S word. We are going to call him Owen. This is Owen. This is our reader tonight.
The big O
is Owen. And we are super excited to have Owen here tonight. Owen, what are you reading for us?
No, how about you do that?
But you just asked your question. What are we reading? Loud.
Be a king.
Wonderful. Be a king. Look, I love the animation of Owen. Those faces, please don't stop him as you read that book. Okay, please keep that personality there. Okay. All right, we love that personality and we're excited to hear you read. So Lakeisha, we're gonna step away and let this dynamic duo do your thing. Owen, we're sending you so much love. Okay, we were excited for you to read. And with that said,
I'm not saying stuff.
All right. Yes, I love it. All right. So we are going to be reading a story called Be a King. It's a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Dream and You. It's by Carol Boston Weatherford, and it's illustrated by James E. Ransom. It starts off with the Martin Luther King Jr. quote, and it says, "Everyone can be great because everyone can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love." Martin Luther King Jr.
You can be a king. Marvel at the creation. Keep your faith of your ancestors.
You can be a king. Know that bigotry hurts. Remember how you felt when treated unfairly.
Okay. You can be a king. Admit that you've done something. You've done wrong. Just say I'm sorry and mean it. It's not loud enough. Okay.
You can be a king. Know that dividing walls should come down. You have glimpsed the other side.
You can be a king. Break the chains of ignorance. Learn as much as you can.
You can be a king. Stand for peace. Band together against bullies.
You can be a king. Sing a song of freedom. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Clear and straight up.
You can be a king. Stamp out hatred. Put your foot down and walk tall.
You can be a king. Answer your critics. Believe in your cause and stay in plenty.
Equal rights for all. You can be a king. Have a dream. Make yours great enough to grow into.
You can be a king. Make the world take notice. Do your very best at whatever you do.
You can be a king. Beat the drum for justice. March to your own conscience.
You can be a king. Lift up the less fortunate. Be the king or queen of help.
You can be a king. Set your sights on the mountaintop. Climb a little higher every day. And at the end, it says, how will you be a king? You can be a king. Stamp out hatred. Put your foot down and walk tall. You can be a king. Beat the drum for justice. March to your own conscience. You can take charge. You can change the world. Yeah. You gonna change the world?
No. I ain't being no person or anything.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Great job. Wonderful, wonderful. We thoroughly enjoyed that. Owen, you're such a wonderful reader. How old are you?
Say it louder.
8.
You're only 8? Reading like that? Well, that was wonderful. You did such a wonderful job. We appreciate that. And that was a great story. That was wonderful. And I like in the beginning the point that it doesn't matter how you speak. It doesn't matter what your income is. Nothing stops us from being kings and queens, being the best of ourselves and contributing to the betterment of our communities and society at large. We can be a king, a queen. Owen, you are definitely a little king sitting over there, right? Yes,
Yeah.
so maybe so, possibly, maybe on Thursday.
He tries to act like the king of the house.
Well, I heard you talk a lot. I heard that you have a lot of wonderful things to say, but you're just not ready to share them all with us just yet. And that is okay, because guess what? We want to have you back here a couple of more times. And we hope that by the time you come back, there it is. There's that personality. There are those faces that I wanted to see. There it is. We're hoping that by the second or third time you come back around here, that you will be used to us. And you will let all of that personality that your mom and your family and friends get to see, that you'll share some of that with us, because we got a lot of it right now. I got some of it right now. So I can just imagine the things that your mom says that you're holding back. But I see it. I see you. I know you. I can tell. I pulled your card. I know you got a bunch of personality there. You can't fool me, Owen. But you did a wonderful job. Rodney, I know you have something to say about his excellent reading and personality.
Oh, absolutely. Just outstanding. I like the, it's got a great side eye. You know, it's a wonderful side eye. But also trying to see what's that on his shirt. What does that shirt say?
Come on, show him your shirt. Sit up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mama's boy for life.
For life.
That's the shirt he chose to put on for this. So yes.
Okay.
No, fresh off of Mother's Day.
I see. I just got another side eye. What did he say?
I told him that he chose that shirt to wear for this. He said, I didn't choose this shirt. I just chose it random. Just break my heart.
You know, we try to avoid this this sexism thing, but you know, it's something about boys. It's something that just kind of runs through all of us. It kind of shows itself every now and then. But that's all right, Owen, Big O.
Big O.
That's what I call him, O.
Oh, goodness. Making those faces. I love it. I love it. I wish I could hear what he is going to say when you guys get off here. That's the part that I wish I could hear. But like I said, well, let me do this, because I must do this. Owen, may I see those lovely eyes of yours? Yes. Okay. So I have something to tell you with those lovely eyes. So you now are officially a part of our literacy gang. Okay, you're a part of this literacy gang, and this gang meets our premise is a love of reading, a love of history, a love of culture, community, and just all around loving each other. You are a part of this gang. You can come back here. That means that you're a part of this gang, so you're going to get this love. Okay, we have so much love for you. We value your place here, and you cannot escape this love. You just can't escape it. Anytime you come back, or even when you're not here, I hope you feel this love. And you are welcome to come back here anytime you want to, okay? Your mom knows how to sign you up, so whether you want to read again or you want to be in the comments, but we want you back all the time, and all this love, you just never can escape it. You are in this gang, okay?
I think we got... Next time we bring the Big O up there, we're gonna put the closed caption on, so we can hear him when he's whispering.
I know, under his breath.
Getting in trouble later.
Oh my gosh, I'm so weak. But we love that personality. I love it because you holding on to that. You being your authentic self right now. And you are a young king. And we do appreciate your presence. And you are making us laugh right now. You know that. Like, you are full of heat right now. And it's making me feel good. There's, like I said, we can't love and laughter are things that we cannot get enough of. So I appreciate you providing us with your wonderful literacy skills, your wonderful personality, and these laughs that I didn't even know I was going to get tonight. As always, sis, thank you for coming up here and for convincing Owen to come with you. You guys, you're a regular member of this game. You can recruit people yourself. I don't have to tell you. So, but thank you so much. And we look, and the radiant fro, the red fro. Come on over so we can see more of that.
I don't have a choice as long as my stylist is closed.
So, but I love it. Like I didn't know anything. Like, it looks great to me. That's why I keep shouting it out. So
yeah, it's not normally going this long.
Well, it looks great. It looks great. So maybe you might be, you might want to revisit that as a look, because I think it's wonderful. I think it's really, really great. But I understand as a woman, we have the looks that we want. I don't have mine going on right now either, but I got my little, rap action. So we do what we do. We do what we do to make it work. So thank you so much for reading about being a king by a queen and a prince. So you guys are welcome to come back all the time, and you all have a wonderful evening, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye, Owen.
Bye.
I brought my Owen eyes. He's not even looking. All right, y'all have a good evening.
Thank you, you too.
Good night.
Good night.
That was good. That was.
He's so much personality. I just know that spirit of his when he I can just tell he has a lot of wonderful things to say. Owen, can't wait to have him back.
Yeah, well, he definitely brought a smile, and anytime Miss Owens is up here reading, it's always a good thing. So I appreciate it to him. And again, he's just another young person who probably never thought that he would be out of school this long and would find himself one day in the virtual village, just sharing with folks all around the world. So, it's okay to be shy. I keep telling you I'm shy. So I appreciate him coming up here, and I appreciate him sharing and encouraging others. Yeah, there you go. Yes, it's true. It's true. It's true.
Well, no one believes that I'm an introvert, so I believe.
I can see that. But you got your introverted Florida Evans going on.
Well, you stole that line from me, so you were trying to act like you carried.
I told you I was
before we got up here.
I told you.
I feel very Esther Roll-esque. Before y'all try to be like Rodney Carey.
No,
I love Esther Roll. I like her a lot, and she was a very wonderful actress. But I did say that I feel very Esther Roll-esque tonight, and then I went on with her famous 3-line mantra. But I
didn't say I originated. I told you I was going to steal it from you.
But you didn't say on the air.
Oh.
So
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Look, Lakeisha said, "No way, Mr. J is shy." LOL. Yeah. Your car is being pulled.
That's okay.
So. So what is on your mind? What's on your mind? What are you thinking of? What is going on? We have quite a whirl. I feel like you could pick any random thing like that's going on in the news or in our lives right now, and it's a.
Well, to be honest with you, as Ms. Owens and the Big O were reading that book about Be the King, And you and I have had several conversations around the fortitude and the strategy and the dignity and the courage that's involved with nonviolent social change, and how even today, with so many things that are impacting us as a country, so many issues that we are dealing with from outside of Atlanta to other places, that as they were reading that came back to me again, just in terms of what does it mean in 2020 to be a drum major for justice? What does it mean to have the courage to put yourself on the line, put your family on the line, put your livelihood on the line, to truly want to make things better for others and to have our country be all that it espouses to be? So, I would be remiss if I did not say that as they were reading that book, that's not what was crossing my mind. And it crosses my mind frequently. You and I talk about it. We talk about it with the influencers. Last night, while things were going, I was able to kick things off with you, but I was also doing some community duty. So I was multitasking a little bit, and still was watching the comments and reading some of the comments. And I could tell you all had some great conversation going and talking about everything that you did. So to me, we're up here and we're reading and we are learning and we are sharing. But it's almost like with any book, to the extent that you take what you read and can find ways to apply it daily in our lives to make things better for others. To me, that's the other part of that equation.
Definitely. And it is our duty to do that as adults. It is also our duty to raise up the young people with that spirit, to understand that we do have a duty as citizens of this earth. We have a duty for all of us tuned in as Black people, the sacrifices that were made for us to be here. And when you go back and you analyze history, whether you agree with all the tactics or not, hindsight is 2020 when you go back and do analysis. So people will come back and analyze the time that we're living in right now and say the mistakes and the good and the bad and all in between. But sacrifices were made, blood was shed. And last night when Bridget was up here reading, that close connectivity of someone who lost a relative, who lost her uncle in the struggle. Her mother was up there and up here in the comment section, and that was her brother. And they're very much alive. And had that not happened, then her uncle was still at an age where he could be alive right now, because he was only like 20 years old when that happened to him. So, the connection of history, of the things that have happened, and connecting the dots for us to see how new these experiences are, how new our quote unquote liberation. We've been fighting for this for a long time and it still hasn't come. So to be that drum major for justice, it is a responsibility of us all. And it has to be something, you may find your lane. Whatever your lane is, run hard.
Yeah. But progress is important, and we have to be able to acknowledge the progress and the successes that we have had, even as we continue to run, march, walk, whatever it is that we may be doing towards the finish line. So I think every step of the way, we have to be able to acknowledge the successes, acknowledge the progress, hold those successes, and then use them as we spring forward to the next part of the journey. But I have a question for you. I'm a segue a little bit. So our village influencers, what's going on with them?
Oh, joy. That's one of my favorite topics as of late. So they are getting ready to broadcast to you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Teen Takeover Wednesday, and they will be taking over this channel on Wednesday. They will be here to run down the topics that to reintroduce themselves. You all who were tuned in last Wednesday, it was really great, but that I was having some technical difficulties. So I think everything that they were saying was not able to be heard. But nonetheless, they will be back to introduce themselves and to run down the things that are going on right now that are important from a teenager's perspective, the things that they want their peers to hear, and the things that they want us as adults to hear. So it is important to show up tomorrow night and support them and show them love. If you don't know, we have a wonderful group. There are 6 of them, and they are embarking on this internship with us as Virtual Village 2020 influencers. And these young people have some wonderful things that are going on in their lives, and they already have begun to make huge impact in our community. You know, that night I received text messages and phone calls, and there were comments coming up, and grown people were like, geez, I feel like I need to rethink my whole life. You know, they're like, these young people have done things in their teens that people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and above have not done yet. So we're excited to have this time with them to, you know, they're embarking on the journey as content creators, as producers, as influencers, a lot of skills that they're acquiring along the way. And it's really great. It was something that we really are excited to be able to do during this COVID-19 crisis. And again, shout out to Truist for the grant that we received to make this all possible. And it's just going to be really great. Like, if you want to hear what the young people are thinking, I had the privilege of peeking in on some of their conversations as they were getting ready for tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, these are the things that we want to hear from our youth. And it is our responsibility to support them, definitely.
So 7 o'clock sharp tomorrow, they're going to be kicking things off?
7 o'clock.
Okay.
SHARPEST. Okay.
Okay. EDT. But we'll take it.
Why did they change that? What's the D? It used to be
Eastern Daylight Time.
But it used to be Eastern Standard. Like,
it is standard time until we go to daylight time, then it switches back to standard time.
I just recently started seeing the D. All my life it was EST, and then somebody decided one day that they wanted to throw a D in there. So
look, the village knows what time we meet. 7 o'clock
on East Coast time.
That's right. So 7 o'clock tomorrow, we're gonna have our influencers. All 6 of them gonna be here.
All 6 of them. For whatever reason, I have become the count since we've been doing that. So all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
And they'll be running things, right?
They are running things, and boy, we cannot wait. We want to support them. I'm so excited for their debut. The world needs to know about them, and the world needs to know what our youth are thinking. And I mean, again, I'm so proud of them. The things that they're doing, it made a lot of people feel good as well. You know, the joke about people saying they need to rethink their lives, but what it really was, most of the calls and texts that I got were being so proud of them and just saying that it's really refreshing to see the wonderful things that a lot of our young people are doing. That really made people excited. So, and again, we can't get enough of that love and positivity and all of those good things. So these young people are guaranteed to inform you of some things and to lift your spirits. They are introspective. They are bold. They are funny. They are creative. There are a lot of great things. And then they are still young. They are still teen years old. So just a wonderful thing to be a part of their journey. But you want to be here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna switch on you again. I see this comment has come from Miss Rosemary. Rosemary is a parent at one of the local elementary schools in Norfolk. And I just wanted to remind everyone, if you want to be a village reader, you too can come up here. You can read a book. You can share with bring your family up here, share a book, one of your favorite books. However, we do want to make sure it is a culturally affirming African-American literacy book. Is that correct? Did I get that right, Ms. Starr?
You did.
I got that right. Okay, because we are celebrating culture. We are celebrating culturally affirming literature. We're trying to make sure that the whole world is exposed. I mean, we talk about the fact that, yes, both of us are African American, but it's funny. We just dealt with Mother's Day. So, Africa is the mother of all of us. So when we celebrate African and African American culture, we are celebrating everybody's culture. And we are making sure that everybody knows their roots and knows that culture and appreciates it and affirms it and integrates it into their daily reading and their daily life. And on that, I haven't heard you mention much about your efforts in terms of making sure that everybody has a library. Maybe since we have a couple of minutes before we wind down, you want to talk about that a little bit more and in the work that CCIA has been doing for a very long time in terms of getting these culturally affirming books into schools and into homes, because maybe some of our new viewers may not know about that.
So since 2011, we have donated thousands of culturally affirming African-American children's books to libraries across Hampton Roads and Title I elementary schools and in Flint, Michigan, promoting literacy, positive self-esteem, and cultural awareness. So that is thousands of books and so many presentations on the importance of literacy, the importance of culture. It's been a wonderful endeavor. We have met a lot of phenomenal children across this area. And in Flint, there's one, an educator there now, our friend Bridget. We have met wonderful educators, and getting that message out and seeing the response of children when they receive books in their libraries, because it's always a donation of at least 100 books per library, and seeing the response of children when they have books in their hands where they can see themselves positively represented, or when they have books with characters that look like their friends and they're not used to seeing books with characters that look like their friends. Representation, being able to see oneself is so very important. And every time we do the presentations, we set up the book delivery, we set up the books at the display for them to come in and look at them. I'm very OCD about it, and I have this way that I set them up, and the children come in and they look and they ooh and they ah. And we always, after the presentation, we always have at least one child who grabs a book and doesn't want to let it go. And they have to be put into the circulation of the library. And there's always at least one child who holds on to a book and is like, I want it right now. And we have to say to the media specialist, like, okay, can you please make sure that this young scholar gets this book, because she or he, and often with the little boys, something is very interesting, Rodney. It was a particular Malcolm X book quite a few times. Malcolm before, when he was little, or something like it's a picture of him when he was a child. And we've had quite a few of our boys to just cling to that book. Like, I want this book right now. And it really fuels my heart to see that. A lot of times people think our children don't want to read, but just like you, when you go to pick up a book for leisure reading, you are picking up a book about something that you want to read about. So that's the same thing, that children should be able to have something that reflects who they are and their interests. We also have a barbershop-based literacy program called Razor Sharp Readers, where we are in barbershops and we promote literacy, culturally affirming literature always, and where children can come in and read to their barbers and receive positive affirmations, prizes, and mentorship, and it's just in a free cut. It's a really great program. It's a lot, going on right now that has changed our society. But when things resume, that we are actually, we were in the process, I haven't even said this, but we were in the process of going into a new shop, and the COVID crisis hit. So of course that got put on pause, but we had a new shop opening up in the peninsula, and a wonderful brother and his family who own a barbershop, and we're looking forward to resuming that effort. He's been staying in touch with me and I with him about, we're definitely going to make this thing happen when things resume. So that's some of our work. That's some of it.
Well, I'm glad you shared that, because I think it's important for everyone to know and be reminded that, this just not something that started 9 weeks ago. This is something that you've been doing for 9 years, and I'm sure has been in your heart and mind for years and years prior you birthing it from concept to reality. So I think to take the time every now and then and just to talk about that success and how you bring a vision into reality is something that we've been sharing. Because as we've had these authors come up here, oftentimes we have asked them to talk about, how did you take it from your concept and turn it into a book and get it published and get it shared and get it into classrooms or get it on Amazon and get it into, your local African-American bookstore, whatever the process was. We've also made sure that we've taken this vehicle or this platform in order to share those lessons as well. So again, I appreciate you for all that you have done. You talk about what the young influencers have accomplished. You have your own accomplishments in your own right. And it's always good to hear you share that story, not only for what we're doing right now, but as things resume into whatever the new normal may be, how we may go from there. Oh, what happened? I make you cry or something? What you doing to me? You just want to put me on blast?
I'm sorry. I was trying to do that.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that I preempted your Florida Evans joke, and now you just want to put me out there on blast like that. I apologize.
That was my bad. That was not my intention.
Okay.
But yeah, well, thank you. I definitely appreciate that. And of course, the same to you. All the work that you do for our community, and the relentless work that you are doing right now, always multitasking. I don't know how you're in 3 meetings at one time, but somehow you do it and manage to be productive in each and every one of them. So we appreciate you and salute you for the work that you have done and that you continue to do. And also everybody, please make sure that if you have not liked the Clever Communities in Action Facebook page, please make sure that you do that. A wonderful thing to do would be to leave us a comment, leave us a review on our Facebook page. If you like the programming that we're seeing here, what we've been doing over the last 9 weeks, so if you're familiar with the work that we've been doing prior to this, drop a review. That really helps us out. Also subscribe to our YouTube page. Subscribe to that page and tell people about it. Share what we have going on and help us to build this virtual village 2020 so that we have even more people coming over here benefiting from this environment that we all have created, and more people supporting our young people. And now our programming is expanding. So although we have children as young as 4 years old as readers and tuning in, and we have grown people of all ages, but now the teen crowd is about to be more represented. So if you have teenagers, if you have teens and preteens, then make sure you tell them to tune in on Wednesdays so that they can be a part of that Teen Takeover Wednesday, because important topics that will be relevant to them are going to be discussed. And again, we are super, super, super excited about that.
All right, so you want to take us on out and pop up that wonderful theme song, or you have something else you want to add before we say good night for the evening?
No, I just want to tell everybody again, thank you for the energy, for being wonderful, for tuning in and being here with us every night for the last 9 weeks. Like, that is wonderful. That means a lot to us. We appreciate it every time you show up and you leave a comment. That just motivates us to keep things going. We appreciate you so much. And with that said, I'm gonna roll that beautiful bean footage.
Look, mommy, community in action. What on my little sound of that? Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. What on my little sound of that? Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Learning and exploring about history, you see. Look, mommy, a little sound of that. We confident, we practice and develop fluency. Look, daddy, a little sound of that. Families, they bond and they representing me. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, I'm here, a little sound of that. Nice, I see a little sound of that.
So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while we represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down where they have to sit. So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down, yeah, they have to sit.
Look, mommy, community in action. Well, on my little sound of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. Well, on my little sound of that. Creative, affirming, culture for me too. Look, granny,